Hi guys, today I'm back with another story, but I thought I would do this story from the girl's perspective. We always hear about cocks stories from the male perspective, but today you're gonna learn what's the girl's perspective when she has in front two men that are completely different between each other and she has to choose. Let's get into it. Before we continue, I have a new task for you. I want you to be a good boy and go check my new website. If you want to support me, contact me, or see more of what I do, then don't wait anymore. Go check this out. Be a good boy and don't disappoint me. It started out as a date I didn't even want to go on. You know the kind. A guy who seems very sweet in messages, maybe a little too polite, a little too eager. Not unattractive, just, too soft. Like the kind of guy that thanks you about every little thing and overthinks everything. But I didn't have any action in a while, so I thought he was fine, nice enough. So I just said yes. It was just dinner, anyways. During dinner, he told a lot of stories, like things about his job and stuff, none of which I really followed. He looked nervous every time our knees brushed under the table. I caught him checking me out a few times, and when I smiled at him, he blushed so much. He was cute, like in a harmless way. The type of guy who asks before kissing you. I didn't hate it, but it was not driving me crazy. I was not feeling it. There was there was something gentle about him, respectful even. I figured maybe I would go back to his place and see what happened. I wasn't expecting fireworks, but I was a little bored, and so sometimes that's all it takes. So when he offered to call a car and said he had wine at home, I said sure. Okay, let's do it. His flat was decent, clean enough, lived in, just like him. He was sweet when we got there. He offered me drinks. We made some small talk, trying to keep the mood going. I could tell he thought this was going really well. He hovered close but not too close, smiled constantly, and kept complimenting me like he was trying to win a prize. It was funny. Um, but then his roommate walked in and everything changed. Like he was tall, confident, his shirt slightly undone. He had tattoos all over his arms, hair a little messy, but on purpose. He was the kind of man that enters a room and doesn't need to say anything. He just gets the attention. He was so handsome. His eyes landed on me like he already knew me, like he was assessing me, claiming me, before a single word left his mouth. Didn't know you had company, he said, giving me a once over. I felt it, all of it. Just a date, the guy said quickly. My date. His voice sounded different now. He was like nervous, and you can tell that he was like trying to be smaller, like he was intimidated. His roommate raised an eyebrow, then smirked. Cool. You want a drink? He asked me. Oh, thank you. I already have one, I said, holding my glass. But I smiled anyways, kind of like in a flirty way. Mhm. It wasn't even intentional, just my body was reacting to him. He didn't even look at my date, Tom, after that. All his attention was on me. He was confident, relaxed, and he was just one of the coolest guys I've ever seen. And my date, Tom, ugh, poor thing. He started like shrinking in his own apartment. He was so like the opposite of his roommate. He tried to talk to me, to pull back, you know, the attention on him, but it was too late. The contrast between Tom and his roommate was difficult to ignore. Like they were completely different. On one side, you had Tom, my date. He was too polite, shy, not that manly, or well, not very manly at all. And then his roommate, who had all the confidence. He was tall, handsome, he was cool, he was like more dominant, and they were just so different. Tom was just nothing compared to him. The roommate moved like a man who had nothing to prove. My date, Tom, on the other hand, he kept trying to impress me with awkward compliments and stories I had already forgotten. He was trying too hard to impress me and to like win me over with compliment after compliment after compliment. It felt fake and it felt too, you know, like he was trying too hard. I kept nodding politely, but I couldn't stop thinking about the roommate. So I kept looking back at him from time to time. He caught me looking more than once. He started teasing me a little in front of my date, Tom. Is he boring you already? He asked me. I laughed. I shouldn't have, but I did. Tom laughed too. He tried to play it cool, and he replied, "Oh, she's just being polite." Is that so? The roommate asked, with his eyes still on me. She doesn't seem like the polite type, he said, while winking at me. The tension was so thick. He leaned on the back of the couch, close to me, with his arm almost brushing mine. My date, Tom, tried to change the subject. He was clearly nervous, so he offered to put on some music and started fumbling with his phone, shaking and nervous. Are you always this jumpy? The roommate said to him casually. Relax, man. Chill. He was enjoying this. He was so enjoying this, and I was too. Suddenly, it felt like it was us against him. The more I watched them, the more obvious it became. Tom was sweet, yes, but that sweetness started feeling pathetic, clingy, unattractive. Every time he looked at me, I saw how desperate he was to be liked, to be chosen. And next to his roommate, this confidence, take charge man who didn't need to ask for permission or attention, he looked like a boy. He looked pathetic. I started asking the roommate questions about his job, his hobbies. Every time he answered calmly, smoothly, without over explaining, like my date had. He didn't try to impress me, and that's what did. My date at that time, by that time, he was quiet, watching, shrinking, like he was just there, painted, because none of us was paying attention to him. I leaned back and crossed my legs, letting my dress slide up a little. The roommate's eyes dropped immediately, and my date looked too, then quickly looked away. I asked if I could see the rest of the flat, and suddenly the roommate said, It's okay, I'll give you the tour. Come with me. And when my date tried to join us, I told him, It's okay. It's okay, Tom, you can wait here. He's gonna show me around. And that's when Tom opened his mouth like he wanted to protest, but he just didn't, of course. And that's when the roommate started showing me the kitchen first, the hallway, And then his room. It was darker in there, colder. He shut the door behind us and he told me, "This is my room," he said. And I caught him biting his lip and looking at me. We stayed in silence, looking at each other, and you can feel it, the tension. And then I remembered about Tom. And I thought he's probably just outside waiting for me, listening. He definitely knows by now that I'm not interested in him anymore and that it's not gonna happen. But I didn't care. The roommate definitely noticed and knew what I was thinking about, and he told me, "It's okay. Don't worry about it. He knows. He already knows." And he laughed. I smiled back because I like that a lot. I stepped closer and I let my voice drop. You're just so different. Like, much, much better, I told him. We stayed there, just standing, facing each other. The tension was electric. And I knew Tom was sitting out there, red faced, feeling embarrassed, wondering what he had done wrong. What he did that I chose the other guy. But it's obvious to any girl why they would go for the roommate and not Tom. I called out gently, not even trying to hide the shift. "Are you right there?" I asked him, Tom. The roommate raised an eyebrow and said, "Oi, you can come in if you want, man," he said. A few seconds later, the door creaked. It was Tom. He stepped in, quiet, looking very shy. So I looked at him and then I said, "Just sit and don't interrupt, okay? You can stay here, but don't interrupt. You can watch. You can just see, but shh." And then he sat. And after that, I didn't even look at him again.